Claire Wotherington sat at the end of an ordinary day, nursing a pint beneath the glowing London lights, and murmured to herself, "This is it. No more routines, no more same old, same old." Her life had turned into a predictable loop of commutes, paperwork, and small talk, wrapped neatly in the hum of city life, a life she could no longer bear. As she held her glass, a silent vow formed within her. It was time to break free from the monotony. It wasn't long before a curious letter arrived on her cluttered desk. "You have been chosen. Your journey awaits." The letter gave no details, no sender's name, yet something in her stirred, a thrill that hinted at change. Just like that, Claire found herself packing her bags and setting off for a small coastal village far from London's relentless tempo. Arriving at the quaint village, the salty sea breeze met her, tousling her hair as she stepped onto the cobbled streets. The townsfolk seemed remarkably kind. A woman at a little bakery even handed her a warm croissant with a bright smile. "Everyone's here for a fresh start," the woman chimed. It was a small-town charm that, over the following days, wrapped around her heart. She returned often to the bakery and gradually found herself in the company of familiar faces, particularly William, the town's affable mechanic. In his quiet, grounded presence, the ghosts of her past life faded as softly as footprints in the sand. William often shared his thoughts on life, reflections that somehow resonated deeply with her. "Life's lovely because it's not perfect, you know? We all have cracks, but that's how we grow and learn to love." His words struck her, lighting a warmth that hadn't existed in her bustling city routine. With each passing day, Claire found herself more at home here than she'd ever felt in London. Friendships grew as she became part of a community that felt like family, a far cry from the faceless crowd she'd left behind. But as all good things go, an unwelcome reminder from her old life arrived. A letter from her London office, demanding her return. The threat of losing her job loomed heavy. It left her at a crossroads, torn between a life she had built for security and the one she had stumbled upon almost by accident, a life filled with warmth and meaning. William and her new friends encouraged her to remember why she had left in the first place, urging her not to abandon her newfound happiness for a life that had once felt so empty. In a bold decision, Claire resigned from her job in London, opting instead for a simpler path. She found joy working part-time at the bakery, offering warm pastries and smiles to those who walked through the door. It wasn't glamorous, but it was genuine, fulfilling, and rooted in real connection. She had chosen a life of small, quiet contentments, where the rhythms of village life brought her peace. Years later, as she stood in her own little flower shop, tending to a garden that flourished under her care, Claire felt an unmatched serenity. The harried days of London seemed like a distant memory, softened around the edges. Here, she had created a home, a place where each morning brought a fresh start. The life she had once yearned for had become her own, a life of belonging, peace, and a sense of ever new beginnings.